You know the quote, you know the principle, you know what the right response should be. And still, when life hits, the chest tightens, the stomach drops, the breath shortens, and the mind starts racing. That does not mean you are failing Stoicism. It means your body is still living in alarm. That is the hidden problem almost nobody explains clearly enough. People think anxiety means weakness, lack of discipline, lack of faith, or lack of Stoic strength. But anxiety is often the body preparing for threat before the mind can govern it. The body entered emergency before the philosophy entered the room. That is why wisdom can feel true and still fail under pressure. A quote can be cognitively correct and still arrive too late for a flooded nervous system. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Do not anticipate trouble. Beautiful lines. But in an unregulated body, those same lines can land like pressure instead of relief. Now the person does not just feel anxious. They feel ashamed that they are still anxious. They think, I know the quote, so why can't I do it? Because the quote is not the problem. The problem is that recognition is not regulation. Some people are not living in reality. They are living in anticipation. The chest stays a little tight. Stillness feels heavy. Silence feels unsafe. The body keeps scanning tone, money, time, text messages, and uncertainty, as if danger is always one step away. That is what alarmed living feels like. Regulation does not mean bliss, does not mean perfection, does not mean becoming emotionless. It feels more like less urgency, more space, more breath, more steadiness, and more choice between feeling and reaction. Regulation does not remove life. It removes unnecessary internal war. That is also what the ancient Stoics were actually after. They were not trying to look calm. They were trying to remain governed under pressure. Stoicism was forged in uncertainty, loss, duty, and strain. Not in convenience, not in performance, not in image. That is why the body has to be included in the protocol now. This is what we mean by Stoicism 2.0, not a new philosophy, a new delivery system, AI for clearer delivery, neuroscience for mechanism, and Stoicism for truth and self-government under pressure. We are rebuilding the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern nervous system reality, and that is why the next step is diagnosis. Stop calling it your personality. Start identifying the pattern, the oscillator, the dopamine zombie, the fawn. Different leaks, different failures, different repair paths. So no, you are not failing Stoicism. Your body is still living in alarm. Stop decorating the alarm with more quotes. Start building the system that can finally receive the truth under pressure. Take the free nervous system audit. Do not let fear keep you from the diagnosis. The first act of Stoicism is not quoting Marcus Aurelius. It is having the courage to see yourself clearly. We will identify the leak. You decide whether to step into the blueprint and repair it.